of that network. So anything I hear from me now is from my phone, not my system. So that I'm not be able to open my this thing. Okay.
I don't know if you can share your slide with Victoria so she displays this slide. You use your phone to read from the slide I'm presenting. How about that?
Can you see my device now? It's not showing up. So I'm just saying is that I will not be able to.
It's up now. It's up now.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm coming. Can you see my screen?
Yes, I can see that. I don't know for others, but I can see that in my end.
All right. Thank you.
Can see it.
Then
All right. All right. So my name is Sofiyat from graphics team, design team rather in Bincom. So I'll be discussing using Whitespace in designing. So my mentor said I should use UI and graphics. All right. So just tell you that Whitespace is both in UI and also in graphics. Yeah. So what I'll be discussing under the content is what is Whitespace, benefits of Whitespace, types of Whitespace, tips for using Whitespace effectively, conclusion, and then I have questions. All right, so let's start from the first one. So we all know what Whitespace is. Okay, let me just start from here. So Whitespace, sorry for that. Whitespace is also known as negative space, and is the empty space between around the element. Like, let me use this illustration to show us what's the meaning of white space. So let's say all this white space here, all this place that has white, they are white space. All these places are white space. This space also is white space. So if you are using white space, you need to know how to leave space. All this space. The first here is also the space between this first and in part here is white space. All this space in between your text is also white space. And also this one is also, because of it is white space, doesn't mean that it must be white. So let's use this one that has the blue background, the light blue background here. All these light blue here, they are also white space. Then also there's all these inner, just like the way I explained here, all these inner, they are white space that way. So that is a illustration about what white space is. So let's go back to what it is. So it is an essential component effective design. So just to contribute to the clarity, balance, and overall aesthetic. So when you add white space to your design, it makes your work balance, and it also look instead of making it too overburdened or over when you use too much of this, not giving it a cluster this thing. But when you use white space, it avoids that cluster because it should be too close to each other, and that way your user or your user may not be able to see it clearly, understand it, to know which and where to start from the next place. So that is just what white space is with this illustration I explained. So let's move to the benefits of white space. So why do we use white space in our design? Just to improve readability. You see that when I add more white space to this text, it's make it look easier, readable, and it's not joining together with this one. Everything is the balance is there. So white space around text blocks between lines So now let's, for example, now this spacing between these texts is what we call line spacing. And around the paragraph, paragraph is after this point, I'll have another space that shows that the paragraph thing that's line they are talking about here. So enhance readability by reducing visual cost. Like I said, when you add too much, like when too much of there's no space in between, everything is clustered together. So that's what it is here, reducing visual cost cluster and making text easier to read, that to scan and everything. So like now you are able to read what is on my screen here because of I had white space here. I had white space. Text in between also have white space. So this one that is here is the first one, improve readability. You can see that there is more space than this space in between the text here. So that is how you space out your work. So just to show us what I've explained here, you see this space now, no spacing, everything joined together, nothing. But here now, we have space in between properly. So that way, you already add white spaces this place, and it's easier for us to read through what your text is. Yeah, so second one is benefits of white space. Second one is we're still talking about benefit of white space. So the second one is the enhanced focus. So like this illustration that we have here, the first one is saying that you've got mail. This you've got me is the focus here because one is, let's say, because of the hierarchy part, important one, and also because there is also white space. Don't forget we are talking about white space. So there is white space that stand it out. That is why it's showing, okay, this is focus, this is different order. This is the first, second, and third. With this space 2 here, there's also space in between this text and the button, this call to action here. So let's go with what is here. By surrounding key elements with white space, like what I just explained, you can draw attention to them. So this helps to guide the viewer eyes, like the way it is now. You are able to know, okay, this is the first, second, by adding white space to it, and also to most important parts of the design, such as call to action. You see that when they want to put this call to action, there was a little bit of space there, not even a little bit space here to differentiate it from the text here. And heading, can see this is the heading with a space in between and the key message. So this message is what they want to pass across to you. So that is how to give focus to your design using white space. So the next is creating balance and structure. So now white space helps to create a balanced and well-structured layout. From this example, from this illustration here now, you see that we have icon here, and there's also space in between that icon. This icon and this gift packaging is not closer together. There's addition of white space there. And also this gift packaging and this body text also has words. It also has spacing. But the what make it different from this first is that this space here is too much. It's not making it show that they are together. It's giving it in a way that they are too far away from each other. But this is showing that this text here is the same, and the space in between it is different. So one thing is that you need to know is that when you are giving spacing, also know how to give space in some area that, okay, like now, let's say this is a 1.2 now, this is okay. But when you are talking about maybe something of this, it should not, the spacing between this body text should not be too far away, so that to show that, okay, they are closer to each other, they are the same. You understand? So it provides a sense of organization and harmony, making the design more visually appealing and professional. So that's why this is balanced. And also the balancing also shows that this and this are well structured very well, because this gift packaging and this test here, it's not like one is out of it. They are well packaged, they are well balanced, well in the sense that adding white space to it also make it look appealing, because it's not like this that is different, showing that maybe this is not related to each other. Like maybe this text here is different from this one here. So that way it is balanced. Another thing is improves comprehension. So the adequate white space can make complex information more digestible. Like now with this example here, we have the first and the second. This one has too much of clustered, like these two clustered together, and is not well comprehend. But this has white space and shows that okay, this is not clustered together. So in nutshell, don't allow your design to be clustered together. And again, too much of white space also is not also okay, just from the one that I showed you earlier on. And also it separate different sections and elements, helping viewer process and understand the content most easily. So this is okay because there's white space. This is not okay because there's no white space there. Okay, so now is great emphasis. Now you see that this illustration, yes, is white space. And also by leaving the space here in between, showing that this is the header and this is the body text. And this body text also adds little white space in between. Yes, everything is not clustered together like this one. So that's just the difference between showing not clustered and clustered example. And the emphasis is that when you had white space between your text, it's showing that this is more emphasis. And don't forget that emphasis also is like hierarchy, like showing that this is the first thing. Yeah. So it's more emphasized on this white space that is written in bold text and with space in between it, showing that okay, this is the header and this is the body. And using white space here now, like I explained, okay, now this with this white space, it makes this white space stand out. This owner here is also stand out. It's different from this one. Everything is not close together. Yeah. And you know the one that you need to focus more on. Yeah. So this is particularly useful to highlight important information or creating visual hierarchy, just like what I just explained now. So that is how to use white space. And when you're using white space, the first things that are not related to each other, space them. O9 now is different from this white space. I have to use white space to space it. This is the body, and this is the header, and spacing it with it, you have to space it out from the body, not join together. So that way it's showing the hierarchy. So the next is types of white space. I'll be talking about white space. Yeah, we have two types of white space. The first one is the micro white space. How do you know how to use that one? Okay, so now from this example, yeah, I have the micro space here. You see that all this tests here, this one is a test, Abby. There's what space in between. There's space in between. There's space in between. So let me use this one now. Yeah. I have body test here. All this spacing here, they are micro. Also, like from this place to that I have a call to action here. This call to action, all this place they are used for micro. What it does means that little small spacing, not too much. So small spacing between smaller elements like letter, word, and line of text. So just the way I explained this page now is line of text. So it's include margin, like this margin here, yeah, and padding. So that's why I use that call to action to explain better. So this place now has padding. This is the padding. So there's space here. This test start now is not starting from this place. So there is enough space in between the call to action. So yeah, and spacing within components. Yeah. If so that way there'll space. That's how that's the that if you had maybe you've heard about micro white space, like what's the difference between micro white space? It's just a little space in between your text, and then maybe not too much spacing. Yeah. So for micro white space now is the one that's larger one. And so for this illustration here now, you see that all this space now here has a lot of spacing. All this space here to have a lot of spacing compared to this one that is smaller. You understand? So all this spacing, they are what's called the micro white space. So micro white space is the larger space around major design elements and layout section. It includes the space between different contents, like other spaces now that the content blocking spacing around image. Can you see this is the image part and this is the spacing. So now this is just to show that this is the UI design. There are some designs like this that you have image here, you have the header, that's title, you have the body text, and you have the call to action. Don't bring this your text and bring it starting your text from this space. This is where my mouse is. Or little or a little bit like this and saying that you have this space here. No, that we are clustering everything together with your image. Let your space be enough to show that this is white space. This image and this text are different from each other. Like there's just to give breathing space, yeah, to your layout. Don't start your designs, your text from here. This is my question. Just tiny here and saying that you would add white space. Add enough white space to it to show to have the breathing space for your text and for your image. Yeah, so that is microservice, micro white space. So all this big micro spacing, that the space, display space is bigger than this one, this line space here. So all those ones add enough space to it to show that okay, this is different. This is the header, this is the subheader, this is body text, and after that we have another enough space to show that this is call to action. So please let's add enough space to our designs. Tips for using white space effectively. Prioritize content. Identify the most important elements and ensure they have sufficient. Yeah. So this is white space. This white space here, and this they are different though, and it's also showing that okay, this is showing the hierarchy here. This is the important one here. You understand? And around them to stand out. Yeah. So because this is bigger than this, there must be space a bit, not too close together. So that space will make your the one that is showing hierarchy to stand out. So that's why I said, okay, another way to use white space is prioritizing content. Yeah, sure. So it's also make you to make a design to be to emphasize more on okay, this is the one that is the most important thing. So just like this, if you see this one now, it shows the what the content is. This is the header and there's space in there. So just to follow these other things here. So that way you've already add white space to it. So the next thing is be consistent. Yeah, it's good to be consistent in anything you do. White space also has consistency. Like now, if you are using 4 pixel or maybe you are using 4 pixel for this place, let it be all true. This one to be all true. This one to be all true. See that this spacing here and this spacing here, they are different. Yeah. So if I want to come to the next one now, yeah, this same space I leave here will be the same space I leave here. And also this spacing here and this one is the same and this one is the same. So that way you are showing consistency with the way you put your spacing. Your body text too, the line space also has spacing. Let it be the consistent with other body tests to show that you are being consistent with your spacing also. So that's where you'll be able to maintain your consistency for your white space. So that's our white space, consistency in white space goes. And even though in any design, apart from white space, be consistent with your layout that you start from. So using grid for white space now, you see that with this grid, it helps us to give white spacing to it. This is grid, and this is the spacing. This white is spacing. All this so now before I start the new thing here now, because of I have this grid shows help me to leave spacing. I'll start from this one, because this one in white here, there are these spacing in between. So just let's use this one. You see that this title, then this one beside this one is the spacing, this is the spacing, this is the spacing, this is the spacing. So grid system also in terms of showing white space, giving us the white space also. So implement grid system to ensure your layout and ensure balanced spacing. Can you see now? Because of I have grid, I'm able to use the grid spacing here easily. Can you see now? So that's how that's where our grid system helps in adding this thing. And also, it's not only white space. Yeah, it say that I maintain alignment. Can you see now? This is also showing that this is well aligned, and you get this is well aligned, and also adding adding spacing to it also. Here. Okay. Please, can you still hear me? Can somebody hear me, please?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right, thank you. All right, so the next is avoid cluster. Yeah, I've mentioned that before. You see, I like using illustration because you won't be able to understand clearly. You see these stairs now, no space in between. It's two cluster together. No breathing space. For this one now, there's space in between the line. In between the lines, there's space in between. So this one is not clustered. So resist the temptation of fill every space with content. Embrace the simplicity. Yeah, it's simple and you add white space to it, makes your design look okay. But if you don't have white space to it, this is how it's gonna look. Even though your user not able to read what you have, because they'll be like, what's this? It's too close to each other. I don't even know. It will not be easy, like it's not be flowing that way to go through what you have. But when I have white space in between my text, and that white space is also enough for me to read, I'll be able to go through it. Even though I want to scan, I'll be able to scan. But so I can't even scan, know the ones that I want to take. So that way, so please embrace the simplicity and elegance that white space brings to your design, because this one now is showing the vibes there. So another thing is adjust line spacing and the margin. So as been explaining, that line spacing that I explained is leading. That's a this thing name, the graphics term. So this is line spacing. Can you see this area showing the line spacing? I said earlier on that paragraph spacing is when you have a point. Sometimes it may not be a point, but when you show that, okay, I want to add spacing to this content. So this enough spacing here is different from this spacing that is here, if you check very well. So that way you have paragraph spacing to it. And this spacing in between now is the same as this. So that way now this is another paragraph spacing. So it also makes your work look okay, and you'll be like separating one content from the other content. Understand? With this paragraph spacing, and also line spacing make your work easier to read by adding leading to your design. And still to improve text readability and overall design flow. Yeah, so this way now I'm able to read through everywhere, like unlike this one that is too closer together. So that's that Yeah. So in conclusion now, white spacing is powerful tools in design that when you use effectively can significantly enhance the clarity, usability, and visual appealing of your work. So when you add white spacing to your designs, that it makes your work okay. It's not only to designs, but to your content also. It makes your your work or your design look okay, easily to navigate through, understandable, um readability, legibility, all these things goes with line spacing also. So make your work easier to your user, and it brings out that connection that they want in your design also. Just like this now, this design is okay, superb, because of they had enough space to it. And where the white space supposed to be, they had it to it. So that's how to use white space. Yeah. So thank you for listening. And if you have any question, please you can show it to me.
Okay, so we are already out of time. Thank you for the awesome presentation. So what we'll do is perhaps maybe next time people can ask questions. So thank you, everyone. Thank you, Sofiyat, for the presentation. Thank you, everyone, for joining. Do have a productive day.